So I get a lot of questions about, people will be like, oh, if the carnivore diet's where it's at, then, why aren't you still on it? Or if the keto diet is, you wrote a book called The War on Carbs, why are you eating carbs? People feel like I'm a traitor or something like that. I still believe in all those things. I'm still on a meat-based diet. I still follow a lot of the principles. A ketogenic diet, like a real ketogenic diet, is really, really high in fat, and it's pretty moderate or low in protein. In fact, they kind of show that having too much protein can like knock you out of ketosis. I personally have never gotten caught up in really much of any of that. I have measured ketones. I have dabbled in some of that in the past, but I always knew at heart that it didn't really matter much, and I still don't think it matters that much. I don't think being like carnivore, full carnivore is anything to really care about or brag about, unless you have an issue with other foods and you need to stay away from them. That makes a lot of sense. But for me, I can eat anything. I could eat out of a trash can and not have any stomach problems whatsoever. My stomach is pretty resilient. So I still believe in a lot of those principles. The way I refer to my diet often is I say I'm on a meat-based diet. Even when I do carnivore and I do World Carnivore Month and I do it as like a challenge, it's rare that the only thing that I eat is just meat. I'm still gonna have butter. I'm still gonna have, some other foods in there. I don't think that vegetables are bad. In fact, I think that vegetables can be really useful because they can help fill you up and they can help deter you from eating other foods. One issue I do have with vegetables is people usually put a lot of bullshit on their vegetables, and then the vegetables are then calorically dense and not nutrient dense, and all they really have in them is some fiber, which can be beneficial, but a lot of times they accompany a lot of calories. They're like a transportation system for more calories. So just like I would put bread in the same category, there's really nothing wrong with bread, but you're always gonna put stuff on bread, and you're gonna make bread loaded up with a lot more calories than is necessary. So still utilizing a lot of the same rules. Carbohydrates are still not really high. I have not measured my ketones, but I would imagine that I'm probably still producing some here and there due to the amount of activity that I have, and due to the fact that there's some days where I just don't even eat carbs. If I don't have any training planned for the day, I might not even eat them.